finally, the last figure in the line of Masters of Energy. The villain, the man we've all been waiting for. The darkness, the creature, Simulacrum. Okay, so lights on. Ooh, those are bright. By the way, I did that with one of these UV lights. If you shine those on translucent yellow or translucent orange, they shine really brightly, which I think is cool. Um. So yeah, this is the villain. I'm just I'm gonna cut and then be back when I haven't sorted out. So that took longer than I'd like to admit, but yeah. Again, UV light. I don't know how much I will cut out, but just makes these parts glow, translucent bits. But anyway, this is Simulacrum, the master of dark energy and the villain for this team of people. His name, Simulacrum, is Latin for imitation or shadow, which technically is they, or in their eyes, apparently a shadow was an imitation of the person whose shadow it was, or the thing whose shadow it was. I'm not good at explaining, but anyway, I chose this name instead of something like Umbra, which means literal ghost, because I thought, it's different. But yeah, it's different. And also, dark energy, yay. And dark energy isn't just something I made up because it's cool, even though it is pretty cool. But it's actually theorized to be the type of energy that makes our universe expand. And it's really weird because that would mean the universe is expanding faster. So the more energy dark energy uses, the more energy it gets. So infinite cycle, anyway. But that's what this guy's based on. Because that's the only villainy thing I could think of that wasn't completely pulled out of my ass. As you can see, he has these 4 extra arms coming out of his back. That's probably the first thing you see. And also, probably a bit jarring to some people is that 2 of these arms are white and blue, and 2 are silver and greenish. I did that because I thought of it as like these 2 arms control energy dispersion. So if he cuts something with this, the energy in that entire thing or person is evenly dispersed, meaning no energy can transfer anymore, making it basically impossible to move that object or do anything with it, or if it's a living thing, to still be alive. And I thought, dark energy, space. What if he cuts open the fabric of space itself and just makes portals or something to walk through with these other arms? I don't know, you can think of something yourself if you want to. Other than these 4 blades coming out of his back, he also has this weapon, which is not only just this sword staff thing, but also these. What are these called? Like a trident with 2 prongs instead of 3, because that's what Pluto used. The Latin name for the god of the underworld, and what we would call the devil or Satan. Yeah, if you want a better explanation, it's basically just Hades from the film Hercules, but different name. But I thought that was pretty cool. But doesn't matter what I think. It's attached by, instead of another axle connector, I put a little bar in there, the pin clip to one of these on, like this, and just click these together like this, make sure they're aligned correctly. And then, as you can see here in his finger, I put this here because of one of those I think it's Exoforce hands, but that's probably incorrect. Anyway, and then he can just hold it. It's not the best connection, but if you just put it in and then pose him, it's pretty good. Ooh, I like the way his eyes light up like this, with the bright light shining on them. He of course does have the red eye socket because he's evil. And he has the, is it slicer? Yes, skull slicer chest plate because it's one looks evil, and it also has the green on it, which again, green. Now I want to talk a bit more about these sword hands, because I had a lot of trouble getting these in a way that doesn't look completely stupid. They still look a little bit stupid, but not completely. I mean, if you just view them like this or like this, they're not that bad. But if you view them from any other angle than this, it just hurts to look at, basically. But here I just added this so it looks like it connects better in the back. Then taking this off, it's just this. You can make it up from just looking at it. The other side I added this so it isn't just attached to a ball joint. And yeah, that's it basically for these things. But I spent a lot of time making this thing. I can speak. Yes, hello. Because all my other designs either didn't fit, even though it would have looked great if they did, or they looked even worse. So be happy that you got at least this out of me. And also pretty cool, the way I made the half of the hand and the tiny finger an armor piece. That means if you just work with me, you can put this thingy in the top hole of the armor piece, then turn it and wrap these fingers around, and he can hold it in his claw arm thingy. As you saw in the beginning, he can actually stand up on his 4 claws and have his feet off the ground, but I'm not gonna do that now. Maybe at the end of the video for a thumbnail or something, because my table or desk, whatever I'm recording on, is very slippery, or there's not enough friction in it for these to stand up. So it's sad, but that's just how it is. Let's see. Oh yeah, his legs. And that's something I haven't talked about. His legs are pretty simple. Upper leg is just... he's dead, I think. Upper leg is just the upper limb bone piece with 1 pinhole. And thank you. And the lower leg is one of those lower limb bone pieces with 2 pinholes, with 2 of these ball joint things on them, just to make the legs thicker. One of these skull villain armor attachments, and one of these feet, I don't know where they're from, with 3 claws in black on them. These claws, I think, come with the Ninjago Legacy, whatever that, the Ultra Dragon. Yeah, that's what it's called, I think. Yeah, the white and green dragon thing, 4 heads. I'm not very good at remembering things, please bear with me. Yeah, it's his leg. Also, one of his legs has this Chima printing with the chains because it looks actually looks pretty cool. Blue works pretty well with this thing, these things, and it's not that noticeable, so good. For his hands, I again use just the standard hands that I use for this entire wave, with the bigger claws on them in black again. And finally, I just want to show how these things are attached to the back, these claws. So basically you have one of these. Then, wait a second. You take another one of those. And you just put that on there. Then you take one of these and just put two of your claws on them. But make sure that these are facing down both. And then you plug these two holes in with these two pins. So you have this. It's a pretty secure connection. They're not gonna come loose unless you want them to. But it's not overly tight because it's just a 2-pin connection. Just sturdy enough to stay on and don't come off unless you pull at them. And still, if you pull at them, these claws are probably gonna detach before the connection does. And finally, at least the final thing I want to talk about with this man is just underneath the chest piece is whatever the fuck this is. In my hands in front of the weight. What this is, just to fill out the chest a little bit more. I hope that's clear. Oh, one higher. Yeah. So I'm gonna get him into his pose and then I'm gonna end the video probably. So see you in about this long. So that took a while again. As you can see, if I can just take my phone down, he is completely not touching the ground with his feet, I guess. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Subscribe if you want to subscribe, I guess. Maybe leave a like if you like the video. The playlist will appear probably like there or here, just on screen right now somewhere, maybe here. Yeah, but that's it basically. I am Rick from Bioformation, and subscribe or I'll cut your dick off. Goodbye.